Good morning, my son. Today, I am going to introduce crazy, but strongest army in the history book. This is Sparta, as one of part of Greek history. They are quite unique, and their social system was extremely odd, even in the ancient Greek history. Indeed, they were not really Greek origin, and their ancestor came from more north part of Balkan Peninsula. We call them Dorians, and they were different race from local Greek. That means, they invaded Spartan area, and put all local people under their domination. So, small number of Dorians conquered large area of local place. Actually, these cases sometimes happened in history. And famous cases, Norman conquest. But Spartan case was a bit different from other cases. When Dorians monopoly local Spartan territory, they must consider how to control them. In general, in such case, gradually, they will merge each other, and gradually become thin blood. That means, some of conquer get marry with local people, and deliver mixed blood kids. And also gradually, let local people to have right to join government. Because, half of their blood is already retained with them. But for Sparta, they preferred to keep their pure blood. How? They made a clear classification, guideline between genuine Dorians and local people. This is the reason why Sparta has to make themselves physically strong. First, they classify their social status, priority, Spartan citizen, that means Dorian origin. They called themselves as Lacedaemon. They will decide everything of Sparta by themselves. And, second class is perioikoi. They are not local Sparta people, and stayed with Dorians from the beginning stage of their conquest. And last was, Helots, aborigine of Spartan area, but down to be something like slaves. They just do primary industry, such as agriculture, dairy farming, simple textile. Lacedaemon, that means Dorians, disallowed these local people to touch anything about Spartans' policy. No right to join politics, voting, joining government. Just ask them to work, and pay tax. And, their ratio was, amazing, 1 to 7 to 17. Don't you scare, if you are Dorians. Imagine, 7 times of you, 17 times of you are employee, and you are squeezing them. Anytime, these people could be potential elements of riot. So, what Spartan, that means Dorians consider? Yes, they must be very strong, rather than perioikoi, and helots. Even if, they try to against Spartan domination, Spartan must control them by strong military power of Sparta. Then, Spartan went to the direction to enhance their military strength. Not to fight with outside, but, to control inside. So, it makes Spartan people, more conservative, and protective. They were not really aggressive to invade other city-states in Greek, but, rather prefer to stay inside of their territory, and prevent any internal war. So, they went to that way, they must be strong, in extreme way. They considered, they must be strong, but how? Yes, by education. Their style is well known as, agoge. Education with physical punishment. Let me pick up some examples. How they were crazy. When deliver baby, first, this kid must have examination by elderly authority, so-called ifesos. They will judge if this baby is health or not. If ifesos judged this baby is not healthy, grade down to helit. If it is somehow disabled, they throw it into chasm and killed. They will test baby to put into wine vessel, and if allergy, also kill it. Old historical information said that, in Sparta, almost half of newborn babies were disqualified in the beginning stage. Actually, it creates serious lacking of human resources during history of Sparta. After 7 years old, that child has to separate with family and join military camp. In the camp, forced to be close-cropped, that means cut hair very short. No shoes, no clothes, underwear only. Sleep on the ground directly, and just live in tent. Not the building with wall and ceiling. Of course, even winter, even thunderstorm, they had to stay there. And not much food to eat in the camp. Their common dish is quite famous dish in all over Greek, or I can say, notorious. Spartan soup. Spoiled meat, and vegetable. Black in color, and very bad taste. One time, when Athens' politician visited Sparta, he said, "Oh, this is famous Spartan soup, and this soup makes you strong." Definitely, one of awful dish in the human history. But, apart from this, nothing to eat. Then how to do, if they feel hungry? Simple, snatch from someone. If no one know, it is beautiful job. And if found by someone, punishment is waiting, because it is not beautiful job. When they become 20 years old, they have graduation examination. What is that? 7 days, survive in forest. During these 7 days, they have to find any food by themselves. Like, catch animal, and eat. If his birthday is winter season, quite disaster for him, because nothing to eat around. And, more terrible, last day of exam, they have to bring back head of helot. That means, they have to kill at least one helot as graduation exam. No human right on helot in Sparta. Their logic, if you cannot kill even helot, how you can kill enemy in the battlefield? After passed this exam, you will be entitled to say, you are Spartan soldier. But still, you have to stay in camp, up to 30 years old. After 30 years old, you have a right to produce your own family. But, still very abnormal, they have to share female with few men, to deliver strong babies. In Sparta, very common habit that, elder brother and younger brother share one girl, because, they have always risked to die in the battle. So, in order to retain their family blood, share same girl as common wife. Therefore, most popular lady in Spartan society was, the lady who has strong body to deliver healthy baby. If soldier dies of his old age, he could not have his own tomb. The soldier must die in battlefield. Indeed, in the Battle of Thermopylae, very famous battle in Greco-Persian War, in 480 BC. 300 Spartan soldiers were killed in the battle, and only 2 soldiers were survived. One was messenger to send message to other allied troop line. One was in sick or injury and could not attend the battle. But after this Thermopylae, these 2 soldiers downgraded their status and even excluded from their society. Spartan government shaved their half of beard and let people to know, these 2 are coward men in Thermopylae. Discriminated. So, 1 committed suicide. 1 go to another battle and die in there. This soldier regain reputation. Indeed, for the Spartan soldier, they are very happy to go to war, because they can skip their routine training in Sparta. Maybe they are thinking, compare with their routine training, real battle with other city-states is easier, just like, go for hiking. Those days, still army was militiaman, voluntary soldier of citizens, and not professional in many city-states. But, only Sparta developed professional troops in their beginning stage. Afterwards, Thebe produced Sacred Band, and Macedon copied these professional troops system, produced strongest army in the ancient Greek world. Why other city-states did not do so? First, because of cost. Professional army is not productive. Very destructive. They will do only military training, and will not do any productive activities. So, many city-states hesitated to produce their own army. But, Sparta was different. In Sparta, these productive activities were done by their helots, that's mean, slave, and ordinary Spartan citizen absorbed what helots produced. So, now you can see the reason why 1 to 7 to 17 appeared. If this portion, helots still affords to support employer, Spartan people. On the other hand, ordinary Spartan citizen has to watch, monitor these helots, then, they should have physical, military power to control them. So, when helots are doing productive activities, Spartan citizen can concentrate for military training to improve their skill, as killer machinery. That age, typical formation of troops, especially hoplite was, so-called phalanx. It is close formation, massed hoplite formation with a shield wall, and massive spear point to enemy. It was quite defensive formation and 8 to 16 lines in general for vertical. Horizontal, they have minimum 3 unit, and times 2 times 2 times 4 times 6, therefore, climax stage of phalanx was rectangular unit of 3,000 to 6,000 soldiers there. Of course, it was not only Sparta, but other city-states also have. So, problem was not system, but quality of it. In here, I want to add some explanation. Those days, cavalry was still underdeveloping. They know horse riding can be useful, workable for the battle. But first, still horse is not quite common domestic animals, livestock in the ancient Greek. And also, it needs time to be familiar to ride on horse for the battle. Very difficult to train up, unless every day, you stay with horse. You can imagine, it is not easy to ride on horse. Moreover, it is not easy work to carry out practical battle with riding horse, without training. Who can buy horse, who can do routine training to ride on horse every day? And, who can imagine, it helps his carrier. So, still hoplite was main lineup for troop in the battle, during ancient Greek ages. Back to phalanx, in general, among all the city-states. This phalanx formation is quite expensive costume, even not expensive than riding horse. Most of Greek world is democratic, republic. So, citizen soldiers must prepare costume for the battle by their own cost. If it is kingdom, somehow, king must provide necessary costume for soldiers. But, under democratic world, it should be paid from their own pocket. If you have enough money to buy, or you are maniac for the battle, you may buy better costume. But, if you are not, you may not set up good costume so far. So, not unified. Of course, at least, they have weapon, such as spear, sword, and shield, if they have to be soldier, but, some did not have protector, some did not have helmet. It was very common in ancient Greek world. But, Sparta was different. They unified all costume. Full gear. In the phalanx formation, they are weak for their right-hand side. Because, sword was supplemental weapon, and spear was main weapon, and it was on their right hand, and shield can protect their only left half. Then, right side soldier protects half of their left side soldiers. Then, eventually, only right end soldier does not have any protection on their right hand side. Therefore, they put strongest soldiers on their right hand horizontal line. But, situation is same as opponent. So, they allocated strongest soldiers in their right-hand side. Our left side must face to their right side, that's mean, their strongest line. So, later, cavalry increases their value, and also utilized skirmisher to protect right line. But, Sparta was different. They are still very strong although left-hand line. Do you know the reason why? Their quality itself, extremely high, and also, they overcome big difficulty of phalanx. Phalanx is, basically for protection, and give pressure to enemy, it was, not offensive. Namely, they have big restriction for their movability. During the battle, once they made close formation, easy to go forward, but, it cannot be so quick move. You can imagine, how difficult for cross formation to move quickly. And also, because of this cross formation, very difficult for them to change their direction. But, Sparta was different. Due to their routine training, they could even move, or change formation, although it takes time. It is so-called, half-moon formation, and, quite simple formation of siege attack. Such a crazy formation, only Spartan phalanx could do at that moment. As I said, in the ancient Greek world, military duty is on ordinary citizens, and they are not professional. Maybe for some voluntary soldiers, it is incredible to kill someone in front of him. Also, of course, not imminent danger to be killed, by someone as well. So, terrible, scarily, frightened, and in a panic. But, Spartan soldiers were different. They were killer machinery, and Spartan soldier does not care anything. Just kill, kill, kill. Imagine, you have to face to such a crazy guys, in front of you with many spears, and they are coming up to you. You will turn back, and run away from battlefield, right? Indeed, many citizen soldiers escaped before battle start, if they have to face to Spartan soldiers. I will give you another program to explain Spartan military history, quite interesting. It is Greco-Persian Wars. But not this time. And in their long history, they lost only 2 kings in their battle. One is Leonidas I. He is quite famous, and I must tell you about him someday in other occasion. Actually, he is the model of movie 300. Why the movie called 300? Because he and his soldiers fight with 150,000 number of Persian army with only 300 numbers of his soldiers. And die instead of his life in the Battle of Thermopylae. I told you beginning stage of this chapter, and it is one of famous battle in Greco-Persian Wars, conducted by Darius the Great, also famous Persian king Achaemenid dynasty. And one more king killed by his battle was the king of Sparta, Cleombrotus I. He had been killed in the Battle of Lectra, conducted by great military tactician in the history, Epaminondas, Thebe. Epaminondas was some sort of teacher of Alexander the Great. Not really direct teacher, but I think Alexander the Great studied from his battle record. Anyway, it lasts for up to the age of Alexander the Great. And still some people feel nostalgic the style of Sparta. You may hear their name, time to time, when you study ancient Greek history.
As the journey continues.